Lin Feng, an unknown disciple of the 8th level of Qi martial arts with a mask, has practiced the martial arts 9th level of waves and thunder swordsmanship. Jing Hao, the 9th level Qi martial arts practitioner, is ranked 6th in strength, surpassing most of the outer disciples. Completely unequal strength, but Lin Feng repelled Jing Hao in front of everyone, killed Jiang Huai who Jing Hao was protecting, and slapped Jing Hao in the face. When everyone was waiting for Lin Feng to bear Jing Hao's anger, Lin Feng took the initiative, stepping on the platform of life and death, defiantly challenged Jing Hao. Maybe he knows that Jing Hao won't let him go, so let's fight back. The crowd secretly said, after all, Lin Feng is only an 8th level martial cultivator at the Qi martial level, and his strength is too different from Jing Hao's. At this moment, Jing Hao's face turned blue and white. Shame, since he stepped into the Cloud Sea sect, he has never suffered today's shame. Since you asked to die, I will fulfill you. Jing Hao hated Lin Feng deeply, and after seeing Lin Feng's thunder swordsmanship, he understood that Lin Feng didn't lie to him, and this person must have killed Jing Feng. Lin Feng not only killed his younger brother, but also made him suffer humiliation. Stepping on the platform of life and death, a powerful sword energy burst out. Behind Jing Hao, an illusory sword shadow pointed at the sky angrily. It was his sword spirit. Jing Hao actually used his martial spirit directly. It seems that he wants to kill the opponent in a flamboyant way. The crowd immediately understood Jing Hao's intentions. He wanted to prove his great strength to the crowd. Bring out your sword, I'll give you 3 swords. Jing Hao stood with his sword in hand, quite like a swordsman. There was a sneer at the corner of Lin Feng's mouth, and his figure flashed. The long sword in his hand glowed with countless sword shadows. When these sword shadows arrived in front of Jing Hao, they turned into swords again, and the thunder exploded, which was deafening. It's so strong, you have actually practiced the thunder sword technique to such a state. Everyone heard the sound of thunder, and they were shocked. This was completely comparable to the real thunder, but one could imagine how powerful the explosive force was. The contempt in Jing Hao's eyes disappeared. This sword was enough to make him take it seriously. The long sword hummed, thunder came and went, and the sword shadow appeared. The powerful explosive force couldn't break through Jing Hao's sword shadow by half a step. One sword. Jing Hao said several times to resolve this sword. Lin Feng's eyes were not disturbed, but he was still so firm. The rolling thunder sounded like a surging river. Jing Hao still only defended and did not attack. The sword shadow was like a water curtain, ready to meet all attacks. However, at this moment, when Lin Feng's tyrannical sword was about to reach Jing Hao, Lin Feng's hand holding the sword suddenly loosened, and the long sword roared forward along with the sound of thunder, breaking through Jing Hao's sword curtain. What is he doing? Everyone was stunned when they saw this strike. Lin Feng poured all the power into the sword, enhancing the power of the sword and letting the sword break through Jing Hao's defense. But if Jing Hao blocked this sword, he would not. Even the sword is lost. This is simply an idiot style of play. Jing Hao laughed after a brief absence, and it really was courting death. His body retreated slightly. Jing Hao drew his long sword, and a sword shadow danced in front of him. However, after Lin Feng shot out the sword rage in his hand, his body also moved at the same time, rushing towards Jing Hao, as fast as light. 2 swords. Jing Hao didn't panic at all when he saw Lin Feng's body, and counted it indifferently. At the same time as his voice fell, the sword that Lin Feng shot also fell weakly, but Lin Feng's people arrived. Looking for death. Thunder struck with a sword, and the sound of thunder broke through the air. Lin Feng had already lost his sword and wanted to attack at close range, so Jing Hao didn't need to count the 3rd sword. This sword would cost Lin Feng's life. But at this time, Jing Hao heard 2 words from Lin Feng's mouth, very simple words enough. These 2 words fell, as if echoing the sound of thunder. A flash of lightning flashed across the eyes of the crowd, and the dazzling brilliance was fixed in the pupils of the crowd, and disappeared in a flash. Jing Hao's throat wriggled. He seemed to understand the meaning of the 2 words enough, the last 2 words he heard in his life, distance, enough. 3 swords. This sentence came from Lin Feng's mouth. At this moment, he turned his back to Jing Hao, and his voice was not loud, but in the quiet space, the crowd could hear clearly. As his voice fell, Jing Hao's voice was heard. Body fell down. Everyone's eyes widened, showing disbelief. Jing Hao, lost? Lin Feng, how did he do it? Drawing the sword. There were many inner disciples in the crowd watching. They saw that the lightning just now was a sword light, but because the sword light was too fast, it was like a lightning streak across the sky, and many people even didn't see what that was. The crowd suddenly exploded, and everyone started talking about the dazzling sword that broke through the air just now. Jing Hao, the 6th-ranked outer disciple, was defeated by Lin Feng with 3 swords, and the result of his defeat was death. Who is he? This is the question on everyone's mind. It is a leapfrog challenge, and it is Jing Hao, the leader of the 9th level of Qi martial arts. Lin Feng is definitely a genius. This battle is enough to move the Cloud Sea sect. At this time, above the canyon, there are also countless people discussing the sword of Lin Feng just now. In an attic leaning against the canyon, an old man showed a slight smile at the corner of his mouth, and said in a low voice, "Soft sword, it turns out to be that kid, no wonder he dares to practice sword drawing, this little guy is very talented." The old man is the guardian of the Xingchen Pavilion, and Fengyun Gorge is the place where the disciples of the sect have been trained, which reflects the strength of the disciples in the Yunhai sect to a certain extent, so he took advantage of his spare time to take a look, but he saw the life and death stage. In one scene, the soft sword used by Lin Feng was given by him. How could he not know who Lin Feng was? In addition to the old man, Jing Yun and Han Man, there was another person who recognized Lin Feng. This person was Gua Hai. It was he who threatened Jing Yun with Jing Feng's death, but was injured by Lin Feng in one move, so he found Jing Hao. Remembering what Lin Feng and the others were wearing, he found Lin Feng and the others above Fengyun Gorge, and then set up a plan to kill Lin Feng and others. Gua Hai was shocked when he saw that Lin Feng had even killed Jing Hao, and sneaked away. "I want to leave now, is it too late?" Lin Feng had already noticed Gua Hai hiding behind Jing Hao, and he said coldly when he saw that the other party wanted to slip away. Gua Hai's footsteps stagnated, and he felt a chill down his spine. Hearing the footsteps behind him, Gua Hai turned around and squeezed out a smile that was uglier than crying. "It's none of my business, I didn't do anything." "Really?" Lin Feng sneered, making no secret of his killing intent. "This is Fengyun Gorge, not a platform of life and death." Gua Hai felt Lin Feng's killing intent, and his voice trembled. "I know." Lin Feng said indifferently. Jiu Zhonglong threw out and bombarded Gua Hai directly. Gua Hai didn't even resist, but the other party even killed Jing Hao. Is it useful for him to resist? Reaching out his hand to lift Gua Hai, Yu read www.yuukangshu. Calm then turned around, returned to the stage of life and death, threw Gua Hai on the ground, and picked up the long sword on the ground by the way. "Now, you are on the stage of life and death." The eyes of the crowd froze again, and they looked at Lin Feng speechlessly. "This guy is ruthless. I didn't come up by myself. You broke the rules of the sect, and you dare to break the rules of the section." Gua Hai did not expect Lin Feng to do such a move, and the fear of death made him tremble all over. The sword light flashed away, and Gua Hai's voice stopped abruptly. "Does the sect really have rules?" Lin Feng thought to himself, but he didn't say it. If the sect really had rules, would Lu Fei dare to shoot him directly with an arrow? If the sect really has rules, inner disciple Yu Hao dare to swing the killing sword at him? Rules are always dead. They are only set for some people. When your strength is strong enough and your talent is high enough, for you, some rules are not rules. Lin Feng is not someone who is addicted to murder. On the contrary, in the previous world, murder was a capital crime, but when he came to this world, there were people who wanted to kill him time and time again, for reasons that were not reasons, not even reasons. This made Lin Feng understand. It is a world of strong people and a world of indifference. Therefore, for those who want his life, he will ruthlessly swing the sword of killing. If you don't kill people, people will kill you. Raising his footsteps, Lin Feng came to Han Man, only to see Han Man grinning at him and saying, "I always believed that you could do it." "I believe it too." Lin Feng also smiled, then put Han Man on his back, made a look at Jing Yun, and left under the eyes of everyone.